Singapore is a city defined by density. Towers rise everywhere, streets are constantly moving, and the tropical heat never really disappears. In a place like this, architecture is not only about building upward, it's about making space feel breathable. South Beach Tower, designed by Foster and Partners, tries to answer that challenge. At first glance, it looks futuristic and monumental. But the more time you spend here, the more the project reveals itself as something quieter. A system designed around climate, movement, and comfort. This isn't just a skyscraper development. It's an attempt to reshape how people experience density in Singapore's tropical environment.
What makes South Beach interesting is not only the towers themselves, but the experience of arriving here. Coming directly from the MRT, the transition feels gradual rather than abrupt. The city's noise and intensity begins to soften under the canopy. Lights become filtered, wind becomes noticeable. The space starts feeling slower and more open, even though thousands of people move through it every day. Instead of separating the city from the buildings, the project blends them together. Circulation spaces feel less like indoor corridors and more like shaded streets. That's important in Singapore, where walking outdoors often means moving between heat, humidity, and sudden rain. South Beach turns circulation itself into a climatic experience.
Despite the scale of the development, South Beach rarely feels overwhelming at ground level. The towers are massive, but the experience beneath them feels surprisingly intimate. The canopy lowers the perceived scale of the space, while plants, shadows, and filtered light create smaller moments within the larger structure. What stood out to me the most was how the environment changed my pace. The shade and airflow made me slow down naturally. Instead of rushing through the space like a transit point, I became more aware of the atmosphere around me. The movement of shadows, the sound of people passing, even the wind moving through the plants. The architecture doesn't demand attention loudly. Instead, it shapes behavior subtly through comfort.
South Beach Tower is often described as a mixed-use development or an iconic skyline project. However, experiencing it in person reveals something a little more subtle. What makes the project memorable is not only its appearance, but how it changes its feeling of density. Through shade, airflow, light, and circulation, its architecture creates moments of relief, relaxation, and peace within the intensity of the city. This suggests that skyscrapers in Singapore do not have to feel disconnected from any human experiences or the constraints of tropical climate. They can remain open, breathable, and responsive to the people moving through them every day. And maybe that's the real achievement of South Beach Tower, not simply building taller but making density feel more human.
Three, two, one, go. Oh, oh, oh.